Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Stone Zone, the place where I blabber about Japanese cartoons. So One Piece has a lot in common with Dr. Stone, and both of them are one of the best animes I've ever watched. Today, I'm going to be reviewing One Piece chapter 1033.5. Before leaving, because of the fact that this is not a Dr. Stone video, hear me out. This chapter is derived from a One Piece light novel and is illustrated by Boichi. And Dr. Stone is also illustrated by Boichi, and that's why this has something to do with Dr. Stone. I'll be focusing more on the art style aspect, so there won't be any major One Piece spoilers. If you have read this chapter, however, let me know your thoughts on it in the comments down below. If you haven't, let me know what you had for breakfast today. Anyway, let's get into it. Oh, also, cotton candy was invented by a dentist named William Morrison, who teamed up with a candy maker named John C. Wharton to create the ultimate fluffy num-num.
Ironic.
Since you've just been enlightened, you have to repay by subscribing. Now, there have been a couple of Dr. Stone and One Piece crossovers, but the one I'm going to be talking about today is One Piece chapter 1033.5. This spin-off was drawn by Boichi and storyboarded by Ryo Ishiyama. It is derived from One Piece light novel A, which is about Ace's backstory and everything. The cover of this chapter is fucking beautiful. The reddish tone and the fire fists are just mesmerizing. Boichi did an amazing job with this. Now, it starts off with Ace telling his crewmates about how he doesn't care about the One Piece, which seems to be a flashback while he's fighting Whitebeard. And for those of you who don't know, Whitebeard is known as the strongest man alive in the One Piece universe. This panel here reminds me a lot of Sunken Rock, and so do a lot of panels in this chapter. I really enjoy seinen-esque art style, so Boichi is one of my favorite artists. The next panel that really stands out in this chapter is the one right after, which is the panel of Ace attacking Whitebeard, and holy crap. First, you see Ace using his fire fist. Pretty cool. And then you see Whitebeard, who honestly looks like an ancient Greek god or something. This shows so clearly the difference in power between Ace and Whitebeard, and looks overpowering. Now comes the best panel in manga. It's Ace Demon Inferno, and since it is related to dragons, we shall compare this to another dragon, namely Kaido. Despite there being a difference between a fire dragon technique and a physical dragon, Boichi clearly beats Oda here. And I stress the word here, because Boichi has amazing art, due to the realism, and it just looks really gritty. But where Oda excels is bringing forward emotions and conveying them in a goofy manner. Here is one of Zoro's most iconic moments in One Piece, where he claims that he's never gonna lose again. Despite the fact that it is super emotional and iconic, it is still goofy with all the ugly crying and shit. The goofy and unrealistic art hits hard in its own way. Another thing that I really like about this panel is the contrast from the earlier panel. Here, Ace looks like an ant that's about to get crushed by an elephant, being Whitebeard, but in this panel, Ace overturns it, and Whitebeard is the one who looks like an ant. Now, after the last panel, Whitebeard doesn't dodge, and for some reason I wrote doge instead of dodge in my script. So as I was saying, Whitebeard doesn't dodge, and instead attacks back, and both of them are still standing. In the next panel, it looks like Whitebeard is the one falling to the side, but then we are shown that it was Ace who fell. The angle shifted to the right in the direction where Ace is falling, which makes it look like Whitebeard fell. Instead of showing Ace falling and Whitebeard standing, Boichi added a twist to make it seem like it was Whitebeard who fell, and that was just great for some reason. Anyway, it's extremely hard to make a chapter review when you can only talk about the art, so I don't have more to talk about. I really enjoyed this chapter, and I highly recommend you read the light novel. If you haven't watched One Piece, please give it a go. Around episode 40 is when it really starts to get good, so make sure to be patient. Now, this video was really rushed because I had another video in mind, which didn't really work out. So I had to whip up a script in 2 hours. Chapter reviews are relatively easy to make, and since this chapter has something to do with Dr. Stone through Boichi, I decided to make it. This is also a way for me to make One Piece content while still not leaving the Dr. Stone niche. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do the cool kid stuff like subscribing and liking the video. Okay, bye.